Hi guys, so now what I'm doing, just a little quick video just to show you what I do with the herbs after they've dried. I've already pulled them all down. This is the mint. I just take them off of the stems, put them in my mortar and pestle. Just like so. I already did the basil. So there you see it. And just grind it up. It's as simple as that. Then I put it away in its container. And here we have dill, which I had a lot of dill last time. I'm going through and doing these now because they were actually dried before this, but I just kind of set them all aside in my little basket because I was just lazy. I suppose that's the best way to put it, but I've just been so preoccupied with other things. But they were dry, so I didn't think that it really made a difference. Didn't really matter. But it's time to harvest again, so I have to get rid of all this so that I have room again. I tell you, I love the garden. It is really nice knowing that I can do it. And it's even better being able to put your own energy. That's what magic is to me. I mean, do I believe that you need the tools? Do I believe that you need this and rituals? You know, the word witch and the practices of a witch. Nah, you don't really need it. However, this is the way I look at it, and this is the way that I've kind of talked to it about with my sister. Because, you know, there's so many negative associations with the name witch and magic. But really, it's no different than a prayer, except for you're learning how to efficiently pray. It's all about putting your intentions out there. So it's no different. Do you need the tools? No, you don't need the tools. But do you need the crystals? Do you need the herbs? Do you need the incense? Do you need any of those things? No, really, you do not. However, whatever you put your energy into, for instance, this ritual, you can call it what you want. It doesn't have to be called a ritual if that kind of scares you, but the motion of going through and growing your own herbs and making your own candles and burning incense and, you know, making a sigil. These things are not something of the devil. They're only just you putting your positive energy into these things. And then when you put it all together, it's kind of like the placebo effect. It makes it more powerful because of all the little tiny steps that you went into putting that all together. So, can I honestly say that I've always been a witch? Yeah. Why? Because I've always put my intentions into everything. I just didn't realize about all of the the other little steps that you do, like in rituals, in order to compound that energy, to make it stronger, to make it more believable. And ultimately, it's all about something belief. That I also do while I'm doing this. I will put some really good higher frequency music on. Slowly get down, Bobby. You want to give Mommy kisses? Well, give me a kiss. No? You just want Mommy's attention, don't you? So anyways, I'll put some good vibration music on, higher vibration. And, or like singing bowls and flutes, Indian music, which is just so beautiful. Or I also love like Celtic bagpipes and... But anyways, just put me in that really inspiring mood where I'm just really feeling uplifted. Because remember, whatever you're feeling when you're doing these things is really important. So if I'm using this later on to put into a love oil or a prosperity oil, everything that I do, I am compounding that. So each portion of it, each little step that you do towards making it the whole, that's what's putting the power into it. And just like religions, I think one of the reasons that religions has always done so well is because families base their traditions around these religious holidays, like Christmas. And, you know, just to give you a little story, I definitely grew up Christian, and I am a Christian. I do believe in God, and I believe in Jesus Christ and his teachings. However, I take what I feel is right and just leave the rest. I don't get into the religious dogma and sin that's associated with that religion. That's not the part of it that I believe or follow. I believe that, yeah, the wages of sin is death, because if you continue to look at all of your sin, you're always looking at the negative, and it creates disease in your body. That's why the wages of sin is death, okay? But, yeah, the death of the flesh. So, this friend that I had, very Italian, grew up in an Italian family, strong traditions, beautiful person, loving person, would do Lent. Her family was very Catholic, and they would do Lent and everything. And I was talking to her one time because religion has always been a huge part of my life. And when I asked her a question about, I don't even remember what it was, to be honest with you, and I knew that it was in the book of Isaiah, like Isaiah, 5:10 or something. She looked at me like, well, what is that? I'm like, the book of Isaiah? Don't you know what the book of Isaiah is? Maybe I was talking about the Dead Sea Scrolls and, how they had the oldest known version of... Anyways, to go in further, but she did not even know. And I mean, this was somebody that was... she practiced all of these Catholic things with her family that was passed down, but she didn't even know. She just had blind faith, which there's something to be said for that as well. Don't get me wrong. I think that's a wonderful thing. But the reason why everything always worked for her is just because of just right there, what I just said. She had blind faith. It's like the placebo effect, right? So traditions instill these strong energies. So if you are making all of these components to put together into something positive, like grinding your own herbs and growing your own herbs, and then using them in a potion or a sachet, or, you know, in your candles or in bath salts, that whole process just instills more of that energy into it. All those acts. It's all about your intention and the power that you put into it, right? Just my little 2 cents on that. But this is what I do. So I listen to the music. I get myself in a certain frame of mind. I will usually have some incense going. I really love frankincense. I'll have that going. Or I'll spray the room beforehand with some sage spray that I've made. And I started doing the spray more so in the last house that we had, just because, oh my gosh, the fire detectors that we had that were tied into the electrical, I mean, they would go off and you could not turn them off, and they were all interconnected throughout the whole house. So once it got just a little bit of smoke, it went crazy. So I was like, this is not going to work. So I learned how to make the actual smudging spray, which I love. I mean, I go through and I'm just like going crazy with it. But that's another thing. It's a whole process. A beautiful process that gives it that ritual, that gives it that power, that energy, that love, in order to clear the energies. And man, when I'm having a bad day, I mean really a bad day, or you've got negative emotions that are coming into your house through other people that are coming in that are having a bad day or had a bad day at work or whatever, and you just go through and you spray that, oh my gosh, it's like instant friggin' relief. I can't even tell you. Now, whether that's a placebo effect because I believe it, or because it's actually working because I believe it, what difference does it make? It makes no difference. Not a one. That's magic.